Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, this is Zion Trend End Times, where we try to look into issues of life, preparing everyone, mostly God's people, for the challenges of the end times, which we round off with the coming of Jesus Christ, as we shall soon experience the rapture of the saints. And you know, if you miss the rapture, you have missed a lot, because the challenge after the rapture will be so enormous that it is grace for you to overcome. That is why we are looking at some issues of life, trying to see reasons why everyone must be faithfully committed to God, as not to miss the kingdom of God. In our previous edition, we just handled widowerhood, the challenge of widowers in the society. And we're meant to understand that a widower is a man that has lost a wife. So, today, we want to look into some of areas that can generate hope by giving solutions to the widower who had been encompassed with challenges. And I have someone so special who is here with me to assist us as we look into the issue of the solutions to the challenges widowers are facing. Sir, you are welcome to Zion Trend.
Thank you.
Can we know you by name? And also possibly your church, what you do?
My name is Elder Imani Abai. I am a Presbyterian by denomination. But most importantly, I'm a born-again Christian.
You're welcome. Yes. You were in our previous edition. Can you remember some of the challenges a widower could be facing?
Foremost is the issue of who cooks for the widow at the time the wife passes. Our brother there pointed out the fact that after he has gone through the church, he comes back home and there's nobody to welcome him back, nobody to cook his meal. That's a challenge. Besides that is the issue of loneliness. When the man comes back home and there's nobody to talk to him, it's a major problem. And like lots of there's this problem of depression, because the loss of a partner is a very terrible thing. We understand from the previous edition that a man suffers from depression, and that can lead to a lot of medical issues. Of course, let's not pretend about the issue of sexual satisfaction. The man needs a partner, and that becomes a major issue in the life of the widow. Thank you.
Thank you for being able to recall some of the challenges. I don't know, some of you who seated out there, can you recall some of the challenges mentioned in our previous edition of those who were there? Some of the challenges the widower faced, because from the challenges we now look into the solution. Can you mention some of them?
About that, a person who is a widower, the challenges could be summarized: spiritual challenges, and also health challenges and social challenges. The woman, some of these very women that have passed, some of them used to be prayer warriors. Some of them used to wake up their husband and say, let us pray, let's get prepared for Bible studies, let's come up in time for Sunday school and church activities. But now, the man may not have somebody who will motivate him quickly. Some of these very things I call spiritual challenges. Other social challenges and the health challenges have already been mentioned. So it's very, very important. And that's one of the reasons that we need to broker solution to this very problem so that the man will not die. Because God did not promise us that the day I will die is the day my wife will die. One man die first before another. Thank you.
For the widower, a man who had lost a wife. Sir, looking at some of the issues raised as challenges, can you identify some that you can provide solution to?
The Bible is our standard. When Abraham lost the wife Sarah in Genesis chapter 24, you're familiar with the scriptures. In Genesis chapter 25, he remarried. So for any widow, that is painful, but you've lost a wife, the solution is to remarry. Because that was exactly what Abraham did. There's no substitute for a wife. A wife is a wife. The only way you can solve most of the problems of widow is for the man to get another wife later. That will solve most of his problems, both the spiritual. Of course, when you want to remarry, you still remarry a Christian. It's important to stress that. Because can two go together except they agree? For a Christian man who has lost a Christian wife, you don't go outside the Christian world to remarry. Otherwise, you have more problems than you ever expect.
Did you get that? Yes, we are talking to you who is watching the program. As a Christian, and you lost your partner, marry, remarry, and let that remarriage be a Christian as well. I don't know. Do anybody have other issues raised that can provide solution to? Remember, we talked about loneliness, cooking, looking good, planning, and so on and so forth. Remember, if these issues are not properly addressed, someone who is involved can make mistakes that can cost him the kingdom, which is what our focus is. So, are there areas you feel you can come in and provide some solution apart from remarriage? What next?
I want to suggest that most of these widowers, they become like withdrawn. So I think I suggest they go out as they used to do before to their normal social life. Some are withdrawn, they don't really want to move out, associate with other men, most of them. So it makes them to really stay lonely and continue to have this depression instead of severing with the dead. So they should try to take care of themselves.
Associate. Thank you very much.
One says that he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Any widowhood that dwells in the secret place of the Most High.
About the issue of remarrying. Yeah, under remarrying, I want to give my own suggestion too. It is good that they remarry, but getting remarried to another person should not be a younger person. You check your age and you will know the age of the woman you are going to marry. For example, I know a man who lost a wife. The wife died at the age of maybe 57 or 55. And he went and married a young lady. And they have already had 4 children. So you don't go and marry somebody that will come in and start producing children. Because that takes you back to stress of managing pregnancy, managing burial, managing growth of those children. And in fact, the man did not last. He died. And some people were saying why he died was because he married a young person. You can cannot satisfy a young lady that is less than 35 years or even 40 sexually. You can't satisfy her. At that age you are, maybe you are 65 and you are marrying again, you go and marry a young person. No. So my suggestion is, even though you are going to remarry people who have grown out of the age of producing children, so that you don't give yourself another sexual problem.
Thank you very much.
Mental health. Not only that, direction. Spiritually and physically, financial health. And that such a person should not make haste to get married. He should sit down to analyze things, surrounding things. I mean, things that happen to him, and also he need to check the what has faced before, and check the one he's going to face.
When they lose their wives, their children, some of them that had grown-up children, some of them don't allow or don't want their father to remarry again. Some of them will be saying, going to marry another person now, that they are bringing problem or burden to them. Now, you don't want your father to remarry. You have to make provisions how to help him out of these problems. Like some of them will agree with their father, maybe to look for somebody that will be helping the man in terms of maybe cooking, cleaning the house, washing his clothes, going to the market and doing some other things for the man, so that the man will not be under too much stress. Not maybe every time you don't want your father to remarry, nobody is there to help him at home. There's no food, nothing to maybe the clothes to wash, to clean the house, sweep, wash plates. Sometimes when you come around them, you see packed dirty plates, the house and everywhere, just on.
Okay.
Yes. So to me, I don't know. I advise it's good, either if you don't want him to marry, try and get him somebody that will be in the house to help you.
Thank you very much. To give a summary or a pattern word on the issues raised.
Yes. Thank you, Captain. I want to stress the issue that was raised about who individual should remarry. It was raised there that it would be wrong for a widow to, if a man that's about 60 years above and who lost a wife and wants to remarry, if the man goes to remarry a girl that's about 55 years old, he's asking for his early death. Because, in all honesty, it cannot meet up the sexual demands of that young man. I speak as a medical person. Medically speaking, it's advisable that if you have lost your wife, you should look for an older woman that's about 50 years of age. My personal view of the matter is that the gap between a man and a woman should not be more than 10 years, so that people can grow together. If you are 65 and you lose a wife and you get a married girl of about 25 years or 30 years, you're asking for a death sentence. The same thing also goes for a woman, because we're discussing issues. You lose your husband, and instead of looking for an elderly person to remarry, you can marry a young woman. You're also asking for a problem. I have always advocated the fact that if a man loses a wife, you can marry a widow who has lost the husband. You see, a woman that has lost the husband understands what life is all about. Then go and marry a woman that has not tasted marriage before, or who is not old enough to understand what life is all about. So, my advice as a parting word is, if you're a widow, pay your people as it is. It doesn't matter how much you love your wife. The Bible is our standard. Go, pray your foot, look for another life partner. Thank you.
enumerating these issues because we want you to enjoy your life while you're on earth and also make heaven. Instead of going about committing adultery, remarry officially. And just as enumerated here, remarrying solves lots of the challenges as mentioned. Because you need a companion, you need a helper, a helpmate, you need an assistant in any way, remarry. But there's an injunction. Don't remarry to someone who is far younger than you. Someone mentioned, my guest speaker mentioned, he says, when your partner's gap in age is more than 10, don't go ahead. It cannot be a real partner. If you are older, maybe 60, 65, 70, and you can marry a young lady of 20, 25, 30, say you are signing your death sentence. Because sexually you may die on bed. There's no effort you put in that she will appreciate because the strength will no longer be there. That's the reality. That is why we are talking about these issues. Only in Zion Training can someone tell you these things. They are not preached in the church. They are not preached in the church. So, as a widower, your life and mission on earth has not ended. You are still under a transition stage with a new experience. Make up your mind to live and to live a better life, because the one you lost cannot come back again. You can only meet in heaven. If she lived well and you also did. And the only thing that can help you to make heaven is to live a good life and a new partner who is of the same feather with you. If you're a Christian, don't go marry an unbeliever and begin to complain she's moving about with other men. No. Marry someone who is of the same faith with you, and you will enjoy your life. God bless you as you adapt to these solutions to the challenges raised. This is Zion Training End Times. My name is Chaplain Dr. Uche Wu. I am the captain of Zion Training. God bless you as we look up to the next edition, which you will enjoy. God bless you really much.